What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is QnA Spirit, or Spirit Effects, wherever you guys like to call me. I'm going to my 200 subscriber Q&A videos, basically where I tweet out or comment on my last video to tell you guys to ask me questions using the hashtag AskSpirit. Do not mind the gameplay. This is very old gameplay that I grabbed from theater so I can do the Q&A for you guys. So yeah, let's get started. Our first question comes from @Shoplift, and he asked, if you were kicked from XJMX today, would you try to join a different knifing clan or go solo for a while? Well, my answer to that is I would probably join a different knifing clan that goes on really good standards, because why else would I be in XJMX at the moment? XJMX is really good so far, which I really hope I do not get kicked for some type of reason. Next question comes from WikiX, and he asked, are you Ice JJ Fish? My answer to that is no, I have not Ice JJ Fish. Next question comes from @RainVoxel, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, favorite member of XJMX and why? So, this is kind of a hard question, so I'm basically going to say no one, because I usually talk to everyone in XJMX, and everyone in XJMX are really cool and really nice, and really fun to play with. So, basically everyone in XJMX is my favorite member. Next question comes from K9RX, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, favorite clan other than XJMX? So this is kind of a hard decision, so basically I'm going to say K9 and SP, just because their standards and their members are actually really chill and really cool. And so yeah, I like their standards, I like their shots, basically K9 and SP. Next question comes from K9 Lux, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, can you eat my gooch BBZ? Question mark. The answer to that is no, because that's pretty weird, to be honest. It's really funny. But the answer is no. Sorry, man. I just can't do it. It's not something I do. Another question comes from K9RX, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, rank the top 5 order of clans in the community. I don't know if you mean sniping or knifing, but I'm going to do it in knifing. I'd have to say I don't like doing this one bit at all. XJMX, SP, K9, and Axis. I don't watch any other knifing clans besides those. Next question comes from Ryolu SP, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, who is your favorite Brit? You obviously, but I do have a lot of other British friends on Xbox that are really cool and really nice, and they're cool too. Next question comes from @Sedfic, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, am I your best friend or not? Basically what I'm gonna have to say is, Snow, you are not my best friend. My IRL friend is my best friend. Next question comes from @Ryolu SP, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, how long has your nan been dead? If you guys don't know what a nan is, it's basically a grandma in America. And the answer to that is my grandma is still healthy and alive. And yeah, so yeah. Next question comes from Max Hydro, and he asked, do you like turtles, bleach, and rainbows? Question to that is, I like turtles, but I never let it play around bleach nor ride a rainbow. Next question comes from XJMX Precise, and he asked, when are we gonna have our first kiss bay? Hashtag AskSpirit. Well, that's gonna be never, just because I'm not into that stuff at all, not one bit. So yeah, it's probably gonna be never, because I'm on the street side now. Next question comes from @XJMXceltic, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, Oreos or Chips Ahoy? I'd have to go with Oreos, just because there's more cookie than Chips Ahoy, and there's also a sweet part in the Oreo. So yeah. Our next question comes from Womax SP, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, what is your reason I'm not your bottom bitch? I have no idea what a bottom bitch is, but I'm gonna say that's basically where someone's at the bottom and they do stuff that you tell them to do, and I have no idea why you would have interest in being that, but if you want to be that, I guess you can go ahead and be that. Next question comes from Mike Coyote, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, mayonnaise question mark? The answer to that is no, I do not like mayonnaise, because it's terrible. Next question comes from K9 Lenoba, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, is your sister hot? Well, I'm not the one to rate on that nor judge on that, because that is really, really wrong in my perspective. Next question comes from K9 Bandit, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, do you love me, with a crying happy face? The answer to that is yes, man, you're a really cool guy, I like you as a friend, man, otherwise that would be really weird. Next question comes from Prismify, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, how'd you come up with the name Spirit? Basically this happened when a while back when I watched like supernatural TV shows, and it just came up at the top of my head, so yeah. Next question comes from Obey My Blades, and he asked, hashtag AskSpirit, do you like the knifing community the way it is now? The answer to that question is yes, I do like the knifing community the way it is now. It's really cool. Everybody in the knifing community is cool. And yeah. Next question comes from Maholify, and he asked, how did we meet? Hashtag AskSpirit. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea how we met. Next question comes from Nitro SP, and he asked, Hashtag Ask Spirit, are you phase rated? No, but I wish I was. This next question comes from K9 Moon. He asks, hashtag Ask Spirit, what made you get into knifing? You're gonna have to go check out my last video on how I started knifing. Next question comes from Pax Official, and he asks, on what COD did you start knifing? I started knifing on BO1, I believe. And yeah. The last and final question comes from Taz Knives, and he asks, what made you start ballistic knife trick shotting, and do you ever feel like tomahawk trick shotting? Well, the only reason I ballistic knife trick shot is because that's what I thought everyone else did, so I started doing it. And yeah, so I do every once in a while tomahawk trick shot.